Assalamualaikum and very good afternoon class. Okay, how are you today?
Good.
Puasa tak?
Puasa.
Good. Okay. Baiklah. Okay, hari ni kita akan teruskan dengan sesi pelajaran kita hari ni. Okay, sambungan daripada subtopik seluruh expression iaitu fermentation and its application. Okay. Right, take a look first slide kita. Okay, we are going to discuss about the fermentation and its application. Okay, kita sambunglah dengan pelajaran kita yang lepas. Okay, tentang fermentation. Okay, here my slide, question of the day. Okay, can you think about your favorite food? Although today is bulan puasa kan? Okay, then without any special storage, how long will this stay fresh, a day or week? Okay, so hari ni I come out dengan dua bahan. Okay, satu ni adalah kicap. Okay, dan satu ni apa? Yakult. Okay, so apakah persamaan yang kita nampak daripada dua bahan yang kita bawa hari ni? Fermentation. Okay, very good. Nak tanya pada kelas, apakah kelebihan fermentation? Okay, kita nak tanya seorang ni. Aku kan?
Fermentation is a process where we can preserve a food so that it can last longer and prevent kerosakan.
Okay. But with class with the activity of what? Microorganism. Okay, with the microorganism. Okay, right. Okay, here's the stated three objective. Okay, first to explain. Okay, so a student able to explain the process lactate and alcohol fermentation. Second, identify and describe various food preservation techniques. And the third one, describe the importance of fermentation in industry. Okay, such as just now you said that this one is the Yakult drinks. Okay, next. Okay. Tadi student dah disebutkan tentang fermentation. Okay, disebut dia proses biologi yang mengubah struktur makanan melalui aktiviti microorganism. Okay, how about the food preservation? Dia beza tak? Food preservation ni ada. Okay, kalau kita lihat sini, what the food preservation means that involves a method that slow down or prevent food spoilage by controlling factors like temperature, moisture and microbial growth. Bermaksud di situ adalah proses fizikal ataupun kimia, okay, yang mana bertujuan untuk memanjangkan apa? Jangka hayat makanan tanpa perubahan yang ketara pada komposisi dia. Okay, alright, itu kita nampak pada food preservation ataupun pengawetan. Okay, take a look for the fermentation in our syllabus. Okay, in our syllabus stated that fermentation is the process where natural bacteria feed the sugar and starch, okay, in the food, creating the acid that preserve the food. Okay, for example, okay, just now we said that is the kimchi. Kimchi is the Korean food. How about the local food? Tempoyak. Then what else? Tempoyak lagi. Papai. What else? Udu. Calo. How about the yogurt? Okay, the type of the fermentation. Okay. Right. So, here's the process lactic and alcohol fermentation in our syllabus. Okay, in our syllabus show that in our definition, catalytic process, they make the two ATPs from glucose. It's a major, alright? Without the electron transport chain and produce ethanol or lactic acid. Means that in our syllabus, so there are learn about the two type of fermentation.
Fermentation, also called anaerobic respiration. Sometimes cells need to produce energy whenever oxygen is not present. A solution to this is called fermentation respiration. It does produce energy, but it is less efficient than aerobic respiration that uses oxygen. There are two types of fermentation: alcoholic fermentation and lactic acid fermentation. The first type I'd like to talk about, alcoholic fermentation, occurs in plants and yeast whenever oxygen is not present. Energy. This occurs when the cell needs energy and there's just not enough oxygen. To get an idea of how inefficient fermentation is, during aerobic respiration, 36 ATPs are produced per glucose, and in fermentation, only 2 ATPs are produced. So there we go, two types of fermentation, alcoholic and lactic acid, but they're helpful because it helps to create energy when there's no oxygen around.
Okay.
Thanks for watching.
Okay, berikut adalah paparan YouTube. Okay, tentang apa tadi? Anaerobic fermentation. Okay, bila kita sebutkan anaerobic fermentation, that use oxygen doesn't use the oxygen without the oxygen. Okay, so from this YouTube, we can able to identify the two type of fermentation, lactic and alcoholic fermentation. Then for each of them, they have the difference of the ATP. Alright. Okay, we continue. Okay, about the process. Proses lactic and alcohol fermentation tadi, okay, we done. Okay, kita dah tengok pun satu YouTube tadi yang ringkas. Okay, yang bawa kepada pemahaman kita lah. Okay, lactic dan juga alcohol fermentation tadi. Okay, then dari sini kita boleh nampak, okay, daripada our syllabus ya. Okay, lactic fermentation they causing by, okay, in the certain fungi. Okay, the causes by the certain bacteria, fungi dan muscle cell when the oxygen is not available or the various depleted. Okay, for example, skeletal muscle tissue during we do the rapid or vigorous exercises. Okay, so we lack of the oxygen. Therefore, okay, they will switch from the aerobic respiration, we inhale, we use the oxygen. Okay, then they change to the anaerobic respiration to fermentation. Okay, here is figure for this slide. You can see here. Okay, in our book also, yeah. Okay, in our notes stated that okay, glucose okay undergo for the glycolysis to produce the two molecule of hydrate. Alright, next 2 ATP. Okay, it will be generated by the substrate level phosphorylation, and then pyruvate will be reduced by NADH to form lactic acid or lactate. Which this NADH is oxidized to NAD+. Okay, we done about the lactic fermentation. Okay, the next one is the alcohol fermentation. Okay, alcohol fermentation, right? Just now you can see we are come up with the bacteria cell which is to produce the ethanol. Alright, so glucose is the main substrate. Okay, we will undergo for the glycolysis, then will produce two pyruvates. Okay, and of course there are 2 ATP will be released or generated. Okay, by substrate level phosphorylation. And pyruvate will undergo what the process will be remove the carbon dioxide is the decarboxylation. Okay, so once the carbon dioxide are removed, then ethanol or another name we call it as the acetaldehyde is reduced by NADH to ethanol. Means that NADH is oxidized to NAD+. Okay, we done about the two process in the fermentation. Okay, just now in our syllabus, they take to look for the how the fermentation and application, right? So I just want to add the extra notes. Okay, for your information lah, for the preservation technique other than the fermentation. Okay. So about the canning, okay, canning, as we know that, okay, is the preservation technique. The food is heated to this specific temperature to kill microorganisms that seal the airtight container. For example, canned foods. Apa dia? Contohnya apa? Sardin. Okay, sardin. Okay. Freezing. Okay, freezing. Freezing. What the type of the freezing? What the type of the freezing? Okay, freezing is very useful, right? Okay, we can consume might be a few months or might be leftover to save our eat, then they will eat the later on lah. Okay. Okay, for example, get freeze asparagus for later use. Okay. Next, the drying and some type of the preservations. Okay. And pickling. Okay, ini pun kita panggil dia sebagai apa? Jeruk. Okay, makanan yang dijerukkan. Okay, makanan dijerukkan. Okay, ini vinegars. Okay, for example, apa? Lada jeruk. Lagi apa? Cucumber. Okay, lagi local food. Mangga. Okay, jeruk lah kan? Dan kita ada jeruk berbahan, right? Now, of course lah, for local foods, for example, campahan dia seperti apa? Petai. Petai jeruk kan? Okay, so ada tak suka lah sebab bau busuk kan? Okay, but somehow ada orang suka. Okay, so alright, so I think I think we will move to another sections lah. Okay, kita akan pergi ke another section untuk group activity selepas ini. Okay, so is there any question so far? Okay tak? Okay, boleh ikut? Can you follow us? Okay, right. Alright, so I paskan kepada Cikgu Azlina for the group activities. Okay, thank you.
Hi. Second session, which is activity session. So based on the lesson just now, so class we will conduct 3 activities. So you will divide by 3 groups. Class you will divide by 3 groups, which is based on your learning style. So those that have kinesthetic, auditory, and one more? Visual. So you can move based on your group. Okay, maybe the first group untuk visual. So siapa rasa dia visual, gerak ke kumpulan 1 sebelah kiri. And then the second group, apa tadi? Auditory. Auditory learner dekat tengah. And then the third one, kinesthetic, at the right side. Okay, move now. Alright, so let me brief the activity that you need to conduct. Okay, for the first group, which is visual learner. So untuk visual learner, you are provide a Canva template, infographic template. So at the template, you have to create the infographic about the fermentation of lactate fermentation and alcohol fermentation, right? So untuk second group, which is auditory learner group. So your group will provide a video about the fermentation video from YouTube. So you have to watch the video and then you have to explain back what you understand based on the video using the voice note. So you have to record your voice note at the Telegram. Okay? And then the third group, kinesthetic group. So untuk kinesthetic group, we have a simple experiment today. So we provide you apparatus, which is what the experiment you conducted is a yeast fermentation. So at the back we have a yeast, we have a warm water. So you have to mix warm water with the yeast, and then you mix well, and then you have to put a balloon, and then you wait for 10 minutes. Then you observe what happened to the. You record what the observation. Okay, so you can record using the video. Okay, so I give all of you about 10 minutes. Is it enough? To complete the activity, and after that, you have to choose the one presenter to present. Present about the output or outcome that you have. Okay? Okay, you can start now.
Nak bentuk apa? Ini real. Bawah. Yang okey. Lepas tu yang ni lah. Kita kat sini. Lepas tu yang tu tajuk. Tajuk betul nanti ada lagi macam main bubble.
Kausa, saya rasa ini tablet ini boleh dia ada itu color sama dengan is.
Tapi saya rasa yang ni macam lagi okey sebab ini macam tak kena dengan tema. Pertama sekali dalam proses fermentation kita ada dua proses. Yang pertama adalah lactic fermentation. Okay. Kita ada lactic fermentation. Pertama sekali, lactic fermentation berlaku dari glukos. Okay. Dari glukos daripada glukos akan oxidize jadi tu molekul of pyruvate. Pyruvate. Pyruvate tu ATP akan generate. ATP will be generate. Lepas tu akan ada lactic acid. Okay. Pyruvate akan reduce by NADH. Kat sini pyruvate akan reduce by NADH to form lactic acid. Okay. Kat sebelah ni kita ada NADH yang akan AD+. Kita tukar kali. Sini baru ada lactic acid. Lepas tu kita bagi equation lah. C6H2 acid adalah glukos yang akan produce 3H6 which is ini adalah lactic acid plus 2 ATP. This is the product form. Lepas tu lagi satu proses, kita ada proses alcohol fermentation. Alcohol fermentation. Alcohol fermentation. After that, for the process, sekali sama juga berlaku dalam yeast cell. Lepas tu daripada glukos. Daripada glukos. Lepas tu daripada glukos sama juga akan oxidize into 2 molecule of pyruvate. Oxidize into 2 molecule of pyruvate. Tu pyruvate. Ikat sini. Lepas tu release tu acetate dia. Lepas tu akan ada ethanol, 2 ethanol produce. Okay, dekat pyruvate nanti akan berlaku decarboxylation, which is dia akan remove CO2. Ada removal of carbon dioxide. Okay, nak kena tulis sekejap. Ni kita cari arrow. CO2. Dekat sini juga akan ada ED plus yang akan yang akan jadi NADH. Lepas tu kat sini juga akan ada NADH, jadi NAD plus balik. ADH jadi NAD plus. Okay, last kali kita tulis dia punya equation. Just daripada glucose to C6. O6 dia akan jadi itu C2H5OH. C2H5OH plus 2 carbon dioxide plus 2 ATP. 2 carbon dioxide dan juga 2 ATP. Okey, siap.
Alright. Untuk second group, so you have to use the Suno AI to create a song based on the fermentation lyrics. Right? So you open the Suno AI here, and then you click. You enter the lyrics. So lyric you just type lah based on the process of fermentation. And then you click create, and after that you present to the class the product. Okay.
Hello, good evening. Today we will be seeing how to create a song using Suno AI, which is a song creating platform. So let's go into it. So first thing first, we have to search for the website. Search for Suno AI Mureka, SUNO AI MUREKA, Suno AI Mureka. Then search. Then will be a few websites. Search for the first website, Mureka AI, all music generator that transforms your lyric and prompts into fully produced songs, all unlimited and royalty free. So click it. Then we'll have this page. There are two pages actually, basic page and advanced page. So as we are the beginners, we'll be opting for basic page. For advanced page, they will, for those who buys their premium plan, their pro plans, monthly and yearly plan can use advanced. As you know, advanced has a few good features, reference vocals, which you can choose their singers, you can choose your own singers, you can customize the singers, or you even can use your own voice. But for basic, there's no such type of things to do. You can only use the few selected singers, and then their description melody ideas. Since we are not paying for it, we're opting for basic. So the first box on the top is a lyric box, also known as notes box. You can add your notes. As today we'll be seeing lactate fermentation, so we'll be adding lactate fermentation notes, how to produce lactate or lactic acid. So that notes will turn into lyrics and eventually song, the right genres and themes. So the word count is 300. So maximum word that we can add is 300. Maximum letters that we can add is 300. Sorry. Then down here there are few genres for the song that we want to choose. First thing is pop. Okay. These are the example of lyrics they will be giving us. Since we have our own notes, so we do not have to choose what type of lyric, but we have to choose the genre for the song. So they are pop, rock, EDM, R&B, hip hop, disco, and funk. So we'll be choosing rock. So rock is an uplifting anthem about courage, sacrifice, and signing your destiny in the face of the unknown. So without further delay, let's add our notes. We are doing about lactate fermentation today. We are learning about lactate fermentation. So yeah, process. Let's add the note. Process of lactate fermentation. Okay. So what are the process? First thing, glucose is oxidized into two molecules of pyruvate during glycolysis. Okay, full stop. Then 2 ATPs is generated. 2 ATPs is generated by substrate level phosphorylation. Full stop. Pyruvate is reduced by NADH to form lactic acid. Okay, this is the process of lactic acid formation. Okay, then last one, NADH is oxidized to NAD plus, full stop. Okay, so we have we have choose the type of notes we want. So these notes will be transformed into lyric. So we have chosen the type of genre, which is a rock genre. Now we have to tap click. So it will be loading for a few seconds. Okay, so the song is ready. It is the sound is downloading. Okay. Let's go. So this is the song that we entered for the lyrics, for the notes just now. The notes has been transferred into lyrics. So this is the song. This is the duration, 2 minutes and 36 seconds. And then the name, lactic acid fermentation, and type of genres, electronic, experimental, dark and mysterious. We can even change the type of genre in our changing site. Now let's listen to the song.
In the quiet lab, Luca starts to play. 10 sister steps breaking down day by day. To the room spark with energy bright, maybe H weaves through. We're disting pyruvate like glucose to pyruvate. Then to lactic forms, lights energy ignites. Lactic acid forms in cycles, delights. A constant dance never fades away. In every cell this process stays. From adiabatic to lactic acid, it's a twist, that's energy loop. In a cycle that never misses. Glucose to pyruvate, then to lactic form. The cycle's logic in every living storm. Each step so vivid. In the silent test, energy flows through the cell's best. From the start to end, no break in line. This cycle's rhythm in every time. Pyruvate meets in ADH, a spark of light. Lactic acid forms in the dark of red. A process so deep in every cell's core. Life's energy flow forevermore. Negi AG Altis, super seep. Ooh, how feel transforms. Life's energy forevermore.
So now we can publish the song. We can share with anyone we want. This is the song that we tried just now. So there are two songs which has the same one. So we're choosing the first one. So now you can see. Okay, click the 3 dots here, and then click share. Share. Okay, so when we click share, you can see song link copied. So you can go to Telegram, go to this one, so any type of this, then you can add the song lyric, so the song can be saved here. Alright, so that is how we can use Murika AI, also known as Suno AI, to create songs of our own. And this is a good way for learning and studying method. Okay. So thank you very much.
Video di bawah.
Oh.
Ada beberapa tangan. Alah. Macam itu susah. Kaki mana tu kaki? Dia ada dia nampak orang ada. Tadi dia jauh. Dia start tahu kata macam dia ada sini dia tak kata kau banyak. Tengok ni. Dia betul luas ni. Dia macam dia satu ni. Sebab dia tak cukup kan. Atau sebab kita tidak cukup. Ada, aku tengok dia sudah kemas. Ini betul-betul lagi lah sikit daripada kita punya. Aku rasa sebab ini tiada apa tu kak oksigen diperlukan. Ini fermentation. Lagi lah kau nak perlu oksigen. Jadi kenapa itu tidak boleh kan? Aku rasa sebab kita ada gula. Kalau betul-betul ini fermentation, yang nak gula tu kan? Ambil tepung, ambil garam. Ya, dah. Aku dah macam ni dah. Dah beli dah.
Kacau kan?
Aku pun ni.
Okey, kacau. Ya. Kalau
Untuk kasih gaul. Ini kita sudah gaul. Aku rasa.
ikut masuk
Aku rasa.
Masuk saya masuk.
Kalau ini letak gula kan dia lagi kembang kan. Sebab baru dia like for real dia undergo fermentation. Yang ini sudah berapa? Sebab kan ini kan cuma air sama yeast kan. Yeast tak ada fermentation. Ya, aku malah. Betul lah.
Okey, masuk apa? Lepas
Aku kena tunggu 1/2 jam tau. Aku bukan apa ni. Aku nak tunggu orang melon.
Bila main mana?
Tak ada. Mana buat?
Bisa bunyi kat dia sendiri.
Tak apa, kau sangat. Ada dekat tiup aku masuk. Kau yang tahu saya tadi. Aku yang letakkan benda kat aku dalam tuang.
Kabun.
Tiup. Kita letak lagi. Letakkan benda kat mudah-mudah. Letak pula.
Biji ni mana?
Mana je?
Dia nak cepat, dia kena kacap, kena goncang.
Dia goncang lah. Goncang. Swirl. Tak perlu lagi. Madunya. Macam air.
Nanti kan benda ni saya akan ambil bulat. Dia korang bagi dia belon. Korang belon masukkan dalam.
Kamera lain ni lah. Kalau ni
Ada ambil gambar sebelum, selepas.
ada video.
Nanti boleh laju kan, potong je.
Sebab yang tu
Potong je.
macam mana? Weh,
Ya, saya zoom in dulu. Zoom in. Dia akan jadi blur kan. Tiba-tiba jadi gemuk je kan. Okay, out. Okay, cantik.
Okay, so Assalamualaikum semua. So kita akan proceed kepada segmen yang ketiga, iaitu bahagian assessment. Okay, di mana bahagian assessment ini adalah kita nak lihat presentation daripada setiap kumpulan. Okay, kita ada kumpulan pertama, kumpulan kedua dan juga kumpulan ketiga. So saya nak minta wakil daripada kumpulan
pertama, okey, untuk mempersembahkan aktiviti yang telah dilakukan sebentar tadi dengan menggunakan aplikasi Canva. Okey, so kita jemput kumpulan pertama untuk membentang.
Good afternoon, everyone. So today we are going to, I'm going to present about lactate fermentation. Okay, first of all, glucose oxidized into 2 molecules of pyruvate. So 2 ATP molecule generated. Pyruvate reduced to lactic acid by NADH. So NADH oxidized to NAD+. So this is the equation of lactate fermentation. So 1 molecule of glucose produces 2 molecule of lactic acid and 2 molecule of ATP. Next is alcohol fermentation. Same as lactic fermentation, we start with glucose. Glucose oxidized into 2 molecule of pyruvate. So 2 molecule of pyruvate undergo decarboxylation, release carbon dioxide. So 2 molecule of pyruvate which is decarboxylated produce 2 molecule of acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde reduced by NADH. NADH oxidized to NAD+. So our last product is 2 molecule of ethanol. So this is our equation of alcohol fermentation. So 1 molecule of glucose produce 2 molecule of ethanol and 2 molecule of carbon dioxide and 2 molecule of ATP. Thank you.
Alright, okay, terima kasih ucapkan kepada Sharmila. Okay, so kita okay, saya nak tanya, okay, wakil daripada kumpulan 1, apa perasaan ataupun apa yang awak dapat, okay, apabila belajar dengan menggunakan aplikasi Canva?
Guna Canva lagi best daripada kita buat macam biasa tulis kat kertas tu, sebab macam-macam kita boleh insert dalam kita punya presentation.
Okay, awak rasa menarik tak?
Menarik.
Lebih mudah faham tak?
Ya.
Okey, bagus. Itu yang kita nak lah. Okey, untuk kumpulan yang pertama, so mereka telah berjaya buat aktiviti menggunakan aplikasi Canva. Okey, so sekarang terima kasih kumpulan pertama. Okey, so sekarang kita jemput kumpulan yang kedua. Okey, so kumpulan kedua menggunakan aplikasi Suno AI. Okey, Suno AI untuk menerangkan proses fermentation. Dipersilakan wakil kumpulan kedua, Benji.
Dia ada translate sikit salah.
Ya.
Posisi kita tak.
Apa yang salah kat situ? Awak nyanyi. Awak
Oh,
nyanyi ya?
oh, dah.
Ni ya? Ni ya? Okey. Boleh isi kan? Okey, nah, silakan. Come on, you can wait.
Okay. Ada audio.
Tadi.
Substansi dulu, terus di Android, selesai. Ini salah, tengok.
Salah.
Dia patut reduce by NADH turns to ethanol. Dia jadi ethanol.
Okey, bagus. Dia boleh nampak kat mana silap kan? Okey. Right. Okay. Okay, thank you Benji. Okay, so bersyukur kepada Benji and the group. Okay. So untuk kumpulan kedua ni, okay, belajar menggunakan aplikasi Suno AI lah sebagai untuk apa bahagian kategori audio kan. Okay, audio. Okay, apa perasaan? Okay, awak menggunakan aplikasi Suno AI dalam pembelajaran. Apa yang awak rasa masa awak belajar ni? Faham tak? Lebih senang nak hafal. Okay. So bagi mereka lebih senang nak hafal step, betul? Dalam proses fermentation bila menggunakan lagu. Okay, so sekarang kita beralih kepada kumpulan yang terakhir, kumpulan yang ketiga. Okay, so kumpulan ketiga ni diberikan aktiviti tu ada eksperimen. Okay, so kena buat hands on. Okay, so saya jemput wakil kumpulan ketiga untuk present lah. Okay, awak punya ni. Okay.
Alright, hello class, and good afternoon. I'm the teachers. This is an experiment done by our group, the kinesthetic group, to prove that the existence of CO2 gas. So as you know that yeast is a fungi that is used to make bread, and if it's mixed with the right conditions, it will produce CO2 and ethanol, which is what we learned in our syllabus. So as you can see, in the very beginning, before the experiment was conducted, the balloons were very deflated. But now you can see, they are very, very filled. So what is our hypothesis? That it does indeed produce CO2. It's a really, really long time for us to get from this state to this stage. So we believe that the issue here is that there wasn't enough sugar provided for the yeast to actually undergo the fermentation quickly enough. That is all from our group. Thank you very much.
Okay, terima kasih ucapkan kepada grup yang ketiga. Okay, so apa perasaan anda bila buat sendiri eksperimen fermentation? Fermentasi.
Saya jadi lebih kerja dan lebih faham tentang topik fermentasi.
Kalau kita gunakan kaedah lain dengan kaedah eksperimen, yang mana satunya awak akan pilih?
Saya ingin pilih kaedah eksperimen.
Okey, apa perasaan anda bila melakukan sendiri eksperimen fermentasi?
Saya lebih kerja dan lebih faham tentang fermentasi.
Kalau kita gunakan kaedah lain dengan kaedah eksperimen, yang mana satunya awak akan pilih? Terima kasih. Okay, so habis bahagian aktiviti. So sekarang kita akan buat aktiviti seterusnya, iaitu kahut. Seorang lagi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Lagi seorang. Dah. Keluar. 12 kan? Okay, alright. Okay, so kita akan mulakan permainan kahut berkaitan dengan topik fermentation. Okay, soalan susah sangat. Soalan senang saja. Okay, awak boleh buat dengan mudah. Okay, so kita bermula sekarang. Okay, soalan di depan, jawapan di device anda. Tak nampak? Sorry. Okay, sikit. Oh, nampak. Okay. Tak sempat ya? Tak sempat ya? Tak sempat ya? Tak sempat.
Tekan je lah.
Ha?
Tekan je jawapan tu.
Tekan je lah. Okay, tak apa. Kita pergi next. Okay, kita terus next lah. Okay, soalan seterusnya. Okay, kita tengok. What type of fermentation based on the teacher. Okay, so jawapannya adalah okay, seterusnya. Okay, kita tengok soalan yang seterusnya. Which microorganism is commonly used in alcohol fermentation? Escherichia coli, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, Lactobacillus, or Streptococcus? Of oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, carbon monoxide. Okay, so jawapan dia adalah oksigen. So semua betul. Alright, seterusnya. Okay, soalan kelima. Which of the following industries does not rely on fermentation? Dairy industry, petroleum industry, brewing industry, baking industry. So which one does not rely on fermentation? Okay, so jawapan dia adalah yang kuning tu. Okay, so ya betul. Okay, jawapan adalah petroleum industry. Okay, so we move to the next question. Alright, so soalan ke-6. The gas produced during alcohol fermentation. Okay, carbon dioxide, oxygen, ammonia, nitrogen. Alright, betul. Okay, carbon dioxide semua betul. Okay, and the last question. What type of fermentation is used in yogurt production? Okay, alcoholic fermentation, the red one. Okay, yellow, butyric acid fermentation, lactic acid and acetone fermentation. Okay, jawapan dia adalah lactic acid fermentation. So kita tengoklah. Okay, podium. Okay, lepas ketiga, kepada Esther. Alright, kedua Esther. Dan pertama, siapa ni? Alright, so ada hadiah tak untuk diorang? Ada. Okay, nak ada hadiah lah. Nah, AJ siapa? Siapa nombor 2 tadi? Esther. Okay, dan okay, so itu sahaja. Okay, untuk bahagian permainan lah. Okay, sebelum kita concludekan apa yang kita dah belajar hari ni. Okay, untuk fermentation ada berapa jenis fermentation? Ada 2. Yang pertama adalah obat fermentation dan lactic acid fermentation. Okay, so hasil daripada fermentation, contoh kalau alcohol fermentation, contoh menghasilkan apa? Etanol. Okay, kalau lactic acid, lactic acid. Okay, so lactic acid biasanya dalam mana? Dalam pembuatan okay, yes, okay. Dan untuk alkohol dalam penghasilan cuka. Okay, cuka lah. Okay, so ada apa-apa soalan sebelum kita tamatkan kelas? Nak tanya? Tanya dapat tunggu. Okay, so ini untuk cikgu belakang. Okay, so tak ada apa-apa lagi. Itu sahaja